comida mexicana.
Y yo estoy viendo que se está saliendo el zumo por...
Ahí.
¿Y qué cosa es?
Jugo.
No, jugo es de naranja y eso.
Esto también. ¿Cómo es que le sale por afuera? Que le sale por la cáscara por afuera de la mesa. Sabina, ¿quiere pelear conmigo?
No one wants to fight.
Oye, se dice se va a caer eso ahí,
Rorrada.
Yo no creo que se va a caer de ahí.
porque está muy a la orilla.
No, está bien.
Está bien centrada, Sabina, no se cae.
Sí.
Si se cae, le partimos un mandarín y vamos a mandar.
Y ahí me van a mandar la verdura. De nuevo. Ok, negra.
¿Te gusta tener esto?
Yeah, a little bit. Why, you don't like it?
Te van a hacer de
I
cangado.
don't like that, but it's everybody's choice. I just ask.
Oh no, sorry.
Sácate la gorra para estar en la mesa.
I don't get good or bad. I never get like, no, I never get questions like that. Mostly it's like, well, that looks terrible on you, or yeah, that looks good on you. So I don't.
Sácate la gorra que está en la
¿Quién te
mesa.
ha dicho que se mira bien?
2 people.
Who?
Well, my friend Myra did, and
But some ladies they love it.
Ahora deja que Pequeño está aquí, mira, por aquí.
But I like a clean face.
no
Y
se puede.
te hacen un candado.
If it was like neat and clean and well put there, maybe. Tiene como like 4 pelos. Parece que estaba comiendo de esos rebabas, de esas que le salen al metal. De eso parece.
Eso tiene eso, güey.
Ya es chica.
Mami,
Diana.
María Josefina Lupita.
doña,
A ver,
dame tu.
Santa Ana, saben mucho de Santa Ana.
Doña, te estoy hablando.
Mami.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Junta.
No, por favor, quiero hacer una pregunta.
Pues ya le hiciste ahora
Porfa.
que te conteste.
Tú sabes cómo me llamo.
The number 1 store for
Sí,
South
venga, pero
Asian.
después.
Sé porque yo estoy hablando con Diana.
Con alguien aquí en el cuarto.
I'll talk to you.
No, mami, te está sacando la película y te quiere hacer preguntas.
Yeah, quiero saber de cómo cuando llegaron aquí.
Ay, no,
Porfa, negra.
no, hombre, deja eso ahora.
Sabina.
Yeah, you gotta
Alicia.
kind of break it to her. You gotta ask her because you're just throwing it on her. She's getting
Mira,
defensive about
llegaron en el año 1966 y me botaron a mí de la casa al otro día.
it. Who?
Llegaron a las 12 de la noche y a las 9 de la mañana I had an eviction notice.
Wait a minute, let's back up for a second. Now you lost me. Okay. All right.
No,
Okay.
no lo
What's your-
votamos nosotros, lo votaron los dueños.
What's your full name? Because like, I mean, your name is Tania, right?
¿Qué es eso, Diana?
Tania Olympia Martinez Trespalacios.
Para
So that's about- okay, good. All right. So you were born in Cuba. Which part?
I was born in Cuba, in Havana.
Es
In Havana.
para- se le pone
And
los
you're
tacos.
how many brothers and sisters do you have?
Oh, wow.
de limón.
Ah,
I think we all
Porque se
together
supone que deben de
were
ser más
12.
grandes, Sabina.
All together, like from Yo-Yo's kids,
para
Yo no los
or are you talking
conozco
about from
tamaño,
just your mom's
pero
kids?
We all together.
All together. Oh, there's
so
12.
including Maria and
Eva.
Eva.
Eso
Okay.
no sirve.
But from your mom, how many?
From my mom, we only 4.
40. So that's you,
There's Nettie,
Nettie,
Zoe,
Soy,
Tanya,
Tanya,
and Leonor.
Leonor. And who's oldest?
¿Qué tipo de
Nettie.
Nettie's oldest. Okay.
She's 72 right now.
Holy crap! Is she living here in
She lives
California?
in Florida,
She lives in Florida with my aunt Soy, or she lives close to her.
about an hour away.
Okay. So and then Soy lives in what'd you say?
Winter Park.
I was gonna say Water Park, but that probably makes more sense. Okay. So then, what year did you get here from the United States?
1959.
You came in 1959. So was this when communism started kicking in, or was it before?
Castro had just came in,
Ay.
but I was already fixing the papers. It used to take a year before with Batista. It used to take a year for immigration, fix everything.
Could you just come over back then? Was it easy, or did you,
Yeah. You just
crossed over?
you just went to the consulate, get a visa, and fly.
flying right into Florida? So you were living in Florida in 1965?
No,
Or were
I
you-
went straight to New York
Straight-
to my mother.
Había un lugar
Oh, no kidding. So wait a minute.
Mother was living in New York
que
since I was 3 years old.
Vajilla.
So she came before everybody else did? Oh, wow. So there's... Okay, so this is great, because now I get to like why everybody started coming over one by one. So, all
My
right.
mother came first.
Uh-huh.
Then we
Before
came.
Yuyo and oh yeah, because they came in 60.
They were separated when I was 3 years old.
Oh, Yuyo and
Yuya and my mother.
and then he was with.
She came when I was 11.
Oh, okay, I get it.
I went to an orphanage.
What?
See, this is good stuff.
You went to an orphanage.
My Zoe and me, with my mother left, she left us
In Cuba?
in Cuba.
So you guys were in an
So my
orphanage.
father put Zoe and me in an orphanage.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was
So-
in an orphanage for 4 years until my father got together with her.
And then he said, "Come on, way over here."
Come over, you got a mother now.
So that's why.
So
he said, "Mommy."
Right.
So at age 7, that's when. Is that when all that when you got out of the orphanage? How
I
old were
was 7 years old when I got out of the orphanage.
you? Okay.
¿Qué pasó, Sabina?
En esa semana que vinimos, estaban caminando por la luna.
¿Quién?
Habían
Oh, cuando cayó el
Oh,
cuando
cuando
fue
the astronaut was caminando por la luna
Oh,
y
no.
Neil
abuelo
Armstrong.
in
quería,
1966.
abuelo quería fotografiar
La luna.
en el televisor, pero me dijeron que no salía. Que no iba a salir retrato de eso.
Wow.
So you were in an orphanage in Cuba for 4 years.
No, she wasn't. She was
Aquí.
just living in an orphanage.
Wasn't the same thing?
No.
Were you up for adoption, or were you just
They
staying
put
there?
us there when we were without a mother.
Okay. No, but I mean, like, how does it work over there? Did they like? Were you?
My father had some connection, politicians' connection, so we were not completely orphans. But we didn't have a mother, and he had to go to work.
So you guys were kind of like, I guess.
Half orphan.
Yeah. You guys were almost like wards of the state.
Yeah.
Like that, huh? Holy Christ.
So my grandma could not take care of us. So my father sent Nettie, the oldest, which was not his daughter.
You know, we should back up. When were you born? Sorry, when? What's your
born in
birthday? June 12th,
June 12, 43.
1943. Okay. In Havana, Cuba. All right, this is good.
Picha desde el limoncito.
Okay. So let me see. So the year's 1946, and then your mom left to New York, and then where did she move to in New York? Like, was it Manhattan? Was she like
The Bronx.
The Bronx? Okay.
Her brother was living in here, so she came to visit and she stayed.
Voy a poner cosas por ahí.
Okay. So then, all right.
Hacerlo con
A ponerlo a cocinar para después.
Granddad got you out. And is that when he married Sabina?
Ahí tengo ya listo.
I got everybody out.
You got everybody out?
How do you do that?
¿Y qué sazón le pones?
See, because now that's it. This is interesting stuff. Because I mean, my mom.
When I became 21, I was old enough to sign up. So I signed
Oh,
up
for
to
visas
bring
for everybody.
I signed up for my father. With her, even though they were not living together, he was living with
¿Qué vas a hacer con eso?
Voy a partir.
another lady.
Was that Uncle Nelson's mom or
No, Daniela,
who's Daniela? Now who's?
another sister we have in Cuba.
Holy cow!
That's her sister, no? Daniela?
The other, my other sister Daniela also.
But that's Sabina's sister, no? Oh, she has the same name.
Yes.
Okay. No es la,
A ver,
no es la misma.
Danielita,
Danielita and Daniela.
Ah, okay.
Wow.
She was taking care of that girl where my father was living in the corner with another lady.
Danielita hermana.
And that girl was just nobody of the family? Or she was
She was with what?
nobody of the family? She wasn't related?
Nobody of the family. He's speaking
No.
English and Spanish.
She's our,
¡Ey!
Pasó.
she's our sister.
Oh, okay.
Ven.
¿Qué dice?
Your mother
Jugando videojuegos.
was raised
pero
with
no
her.
puede.
I never met her. Your mother and Thomas and Eva, they were raised with her, but she was taking care of her.
Oh.
¿Qué?
While Juju was in the corner living with another lady.
Yo cuidé a Danielita.
So that means he might have other kids from other. That's why they're thinking that Mel Martinez is like related to.
Mel Martinez is supposed to be one of our
Ya se le
brothers.
murió la madre.
From whose side?
My father.
I know, but like
Somebody.
Oh no, okay, you don't
know who his mom is.
So he doesn't even acknowledge it. He don't want to acknowledge that.
Abuelo estaba en el kiosco y yo cuidaba a Danielita.
Ese era el trabajo de Yuyo, ¿verdad?
Danielita era hija de quién?
Trabajaba en el kiosco.
Because that's where I got lost.
Sí, todas las ladies around the
Danielita is a daughter of a some blonde lady that Juju was living with.
And does anybody know that lady's name? Is she still alive?
Yeah.
Ella se murió la
What's her name?
No, she just passed away about 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Really?
¿Cómo se llamaba la mamá de Danielita? Ah, se me olvidó a mí.
Lidia.
Lidia.
Livia.
Oh.
Estaba sacándolo de
Me cayó un pedazo de pepino a otro que se cae. Allá cayó atrás de Sabrina.
¡Ay, Dios! ¡Tanto rodó!
Jesus. Okay, so
But Castro said, whoever has an American citizen
it's related to them.
related can get out of the country.
And that was like,
He wanted him out, or he said
So
you're
if I was an American citizen, I sent for them.
so what about, because sometimes I get confused. What about that Catholic program is that how Mel came over? He came with some Catholic school program? Mel Martinez?
Yeah, but that's
something else, right?
Yes, that's something else. That was Christmas.
Because he said, because I remember an interview that he did, he said that he brought his parents over, his mom and his dad, after he had spent some years in the United States, and he came over on some Catholic school program, and my mom mentioned it, but I don't know much about it. So
Maybe the lady told her father that I was his kid. I don't know.
holy cow!
You know, my father had,
Yeah, he had a lot of bastard kids. Crazy. Well, I guess the important thing is this. All right. So you brought everybody over. You're 21 years old. You're an American citizen. What were you doing at the time? What was like?
raising my kid.
Yeah.
modeling.
No, I mean like, what kind of work were you doing?
Was raising my kid.
Oh, so you're just a housewife? Was they just back then? It was just a normal.
I had 3 kids by the age of 21.
3 kids by 20. Well, that was regular by then, right? Was that normal?
Yeah, I got married at 18, so I had a kid in 19, 20, 21.
Oh my God!
So when mommy came, Tania was 2 years old.
Holy shit! But so all your kids were born here in the U.S.
They born here, and they born all in New Jersey.
In Union City. And did you guys all live in the same neighborhood when they went to?
Yeah, because I brought him, so I gave him my apartment with all my stuff.
What street? Maria remembers it. What was the name?
Burger line.
Burger Line, right? Burger Line. Yes, I saw it. My mom, I saw some pictures online. Apparently, it's changed.
Yeah, I went to high school in there, so.
Nobody ever tells me these things. I love this. Okay.
Shut up.
No, I'm serious. Okay, now I got a couple questions about my grandfather. Because I'm hearing all kinds of different things.
Yo creo que esa no está bien enjuagada.
He was a boxer,
Esa no está bien
right?
enjuagada.
How long did he do that? I mean, did you know much about his boxing career?
Before he had
Son
it.
las gotas del agua que se le
Before you guys. Now, did he get a lot of money from that?
I don't know, because by the time we were born, he was not boxing.
Okay. Then,
Supposedly,
yeah.
he has killed somebody boxing, so he gave up boxing.
So
My grandma didn't let him box anymore. He was a
featherweight?
featherweight champion.
His mother, yeah?
No.
Yeah, my grandma.
Okay. Oh, his mom.
His mom didn't let her box no more.
Sorry, great-great-grandmother.
Crema.
So he started
Está picante.
working
Usted lo quiere hacer picante.
for. He was selling lamps.
My dad told me about
Te
that.
pregunto porque son familia de los picantes.
Yo nomás, Ramón es
Dad said
harina de
that Yuyo told him that he was like one of the first people to bring or to sell lamps, or those lamps, I can't remember the name of the company, to Puerto Rico, and it's like real famous lamps or something. So, lamps.
And he was became the president of the workers or something like that. He went to jail for
Cada cosa de comida que
when for the union and everything like that. He was the president of the union of the workers or something like that. So he went to jail. Yuyo, yeah. You know, like over here at the union, you know,
The union, yeah.
they
Los leones, right? That's what they call them?
I don't know.
I think you're probably thinking the Lions Club is something else.
No, not the Lions Club.
I think I've never seen something like that. That he had like a plaque or something que decía algo de leones o.
Oh no,
algo así.
that's when he was a Mason.
Our grandfather was a Mason?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
What's a Mason?
Mason is this.
It's a very secretive society.
Yeah, it's an organization that was like. The point is like once you get in, it's hard to not ever lose a job.
It was a union.
Well, they weren't union. There was.
No, it's not a union. It's an organization.
It's a special organization. It's a club. It's like a.
They have it here. They have it all over the world.
Yeah.
The Masons.
Yeah. Sí he oído, pero nunca sabía.
It's like a brotherhood
Yeah.
thing, and they have secret things. And
They have.
Jesse se le ocurre.
Rituals.
nobody knows what's going on inside there.
Si está Tania ahí,
And once you're a Mason, it's like
Dani viene y me avisa.
apparently it's a good thing. So
Yeah, they take care of each other.
Sí,
take care of us
parece
for
que es el estudio de la madre que
because after 19, when did grandfather pass away? I think it was 1986.
85.
Was it 85 or 86?
85.
It was 85.
Between 85, no, 86.
I think it was 86 because I think I was like 9 or 10 years old.
Because it was Christmas 85. I just had fixing some things that he liked it and say, why don't you fix me some of this little pie that I like? And I fixed those pies.
Uh-huh.
So the following month he died in January.
Yeah, well, my brother and I were there. I remember that. All right, well let's go back though.
desafío.
So
Eso lo mira.
grandfather was selling lamps, and then my mom
No me gusta, no le veo.
had told me that he used to be like
Loan shark.
not a loan shark, but he was the guy that would go at like if somebody owed money to a bookie, then my grandfather would be the guy to go after him. Do you remember that at all? Is that probably
He's a loan shark.
he was a loan shark?
That's what Maria told me.
Holy shit!
Where do you get that money from, though?
From work, he started his own business.
So
The
he's
loan sharks, they used to lend money to the government.
To the government?
To Batista, the policemen in the White House, the congressmen, the mayors and everything like that. That's why he became so big because
Cuba.
in Cuba, because he was a loan shark for all these
Big people.
big people, not little people. He loan shark big people, senators, congressmen.
Okay. Oh, está interesante.
That's why when Castro came, he was hiding. So they were picking up all the loan sharks and everybody that was associated with Batista.
Pero él
Batista.
se quiso ser comunista, ¿no?
Did grandfather want to be a cop? No.
No, when he was
No.
young, he was a socialist.
Nunca mente eso.
Oh, Marxist. Oh, so, okay.
He was a socialist,
Que
not a
no,
communist.
¿Sabes quién dijo que él quería ser comunista? Nelson.
Nelson was in the army of the Communist Party.
Nelson was in the army?
He was
No, no,
working
no,
for the
no,
government.
Si no, no hubiera,
Ah, sí,
no
eso
hubiera
es
hecho
por
para
eso.
venir.
So that's why they sent him to Germany because he was in the government. So when he finished his term, he had an argument with the sergeant in Cuba and he was going to kill him. So he decided to transfer to Germany, and that's why he lived in Germany.
It's that Martinez temper.
Because he was going to kill one of the sergeants in Cuba.
Uncle Tony supposedly was going to kill
Y
one of his
Nelson
children.
es hijo de Yuyo, pero es de...
Another mother.
Se le murió la mamá.
He wasn't from your guys' mom, or from your mother. Okay.
No, we knew her mother.
Okay.
But everything was like all close together, ¿verdad? Casi al mismo tiempo. Estaban like muy
Yeah, Nelson was
picaflores.
No, tampoco así.
Chica.
Tampoco así.
Yeah, because Daniela and Evita, they are the same age.
And,
Oh, okay.
holy cow.
Y se le queda mirando.
Espérate.
No que Daniela y Evita son de la misma edad.
Yo no sé en qué me nació.
So
¿verdad?
Seguro, mami.
my aunt Daniela is the
Yo no
same
me
age
acuerdo
as my
que me
aunt
nació la
Eva.
niñita.
Well, I mean, we already knew the guy was a woman. Okay. So, I also heard, somebody told me, well, my Aunt Geraldine told me that grandfather was trying to build a theme park in Cuba. Is that true? Did you hear about that?
Not in Cuba.
Oh, but he did want to build a theme park?
In Florida.
Dad wanted to build a theme park in Florida.
Oh, God.
Yes.
So, what do you mean, like Disney World? Because he would always
Like Disney World, but Cuban.
Cuban themed.
All the states were Cuban, and all the he was gonna put rice like
Tuve que dejar una galleta.
Disneyland and everything like that, but it was gonna be each state of
Que había,
Cuba.
pero no la.
Ah, bueno.
And I remember, and I don't know if it was a dream or what, but I remember him
Porque si me
pulling out
si
some
me
plans
propósito de comer, me
que
lo
tenía así like a big, like a blueprint, y tenía así donde iba a poner todo acomodado.
Yeah, that was Cuba
Esto lechuga
in
lo vamos a
Florida.
poner encima.
Yeah?
¿En dónde?
Encima de los tacos.
Wow, that is.
Are you serious?
Y el dinero
¿A lo
también
que
iba a ser
tacos?
del Lord
¿Taco a lo qué?
o era de.
A lo mexicano.
I don't know where he was gonna get the money, but I know that he needed about $1 million or something like that.
Did he? How close was he to getting all this together? I mean,
No, pero estos son más muchos.
He got real close because he died. He was prepared to go to Florida when he died.
Yeah, I remember that we were packing.
wait a minute.
They were packing and they got divorced because she wasn't going. Maria didn't want to go.
De
Ah,
So she
México.
was going to stay with Maria,
Pero
and my father was going to go by himself
to go start that.
to Zoe's to start the theme park over there.
So then that explains why they bought that land in Florida, right?
Con Pedrito and Marta.
In Orlando, yeah, because he was an exercise, he could not appear as an owner.
Holy.
Man, that was making sense. Now it's clicking together.
He was
Yo
paid
me
for
acuerdo
it.
que él se cayó se tropezó con una maleta que él estaba empacando para ir a
I
la
remember
Florida.
those suitcases.
¿Quién?
Yuyo.
Yuyo, cuando
¿Te
se
acuerdas
murió?
cuando él se cayó o se tropezó con una maleta cuando estaba empacando? Y yo me acuerdo había muchas
No, pero él estaba en el backyard. He left up,
the day before.
no, the same day.
That day, remember he was in the
Oh, he lifted
backyard.
up the car.
He lifted up the car to change the tire because he didn't want to wait for Jose Antonio.
I remember that.
So it looked like he got in pain, and he was rushing to the dining room to get the medicine.
Oh, and we were in the room.
And you were there. So when he dropped dead before he got to the medicine,
So he died. Oh, he died right there.
and you guys were there alone with him because she went to the
Es
bank.
la carne que le voy a poner
She
adentro.
went to the bank, I remember, and she came. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Uncle
So
Tony's.
you or him called Uncle Tony's wife.
Yeah, Susan. He called Susan.
He called Susan, and Susan was trying to give him CPR,
Yeah, I remember that.
So
but he was gone.
Yeah, I remember that.
So no theme park in Florida.
Because they told him not to do nothing
No
heavy,
lifting. Yeah.
and he was in the backyard doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sounds like us. Yeah, man, I remember a lot of that. I even remember the TV show we were watching,
Silverhawks. Yeah.
Una caricatura estábamos mirando.
It was either spring or summer because I think we did go to school that day so it had to be spring.
It's in January.
Was it January?
Y ya.
Pollo de
Wow.
está seco.
Okay. So 1966, that's when everybody came over, or 1965?
Your mother and
Oh, yeah.
Thomas, Eva,
And Tony.
and Antonio.
Pájaros gigantes, chica.
They all came over and they landed in Florida first. How long did they stay, or did they go straight to New Jersey?
Un sueño, como Martin Luther King.
How'd that go?
¿Cómo se come eso?
Un señor el que estaba luchando por los
No,
derechos de
this
los
one
negros.
straight.
Straight over to New
Sí, yo
Jersey?
sé que es ese, pero te quiero decir.
In 1966, what was like,
Su último.
I mean, communism had already started. I mean, that Cuban Missile Crisis already happened.
Was
that 1963 or 62?
Un sueño de que
Ah,
Kennedy was assassinated.
In 63.
Sí, que se llevaron bien, que
So then
ustedes la separación, sí.
I can't imagine. Was it really hard to get them out, or was it? Yeah.
You can get out.
Quizás mejor.
Now, did grandfather give up all his money? Like, or did I mean, did they have to pay a lot to get back to get over here to the United States? No. I mean, you got him over. Like, what was the process? What did you have to do? Like, you're already American citizen.
I sent a lot of papers, so immigration have to accept him. That's my father, and he was an American, so...
Our grandpa was an American?
No, he was the father of an American, so they couldn't touch him.
Oh.
So Castro had to let him go.
Pero no era, nunca se hizo ciudadano, right?
No,
Siempre era residente.
right.
Wow. Jesus. Okay. So, then how many years did you guys live in New Jersey after that? Because I think Maria, my mom said something about her going to high school and stuff. Or no, she didn't go to high school. She went to junior high, I think.
Junior.
And then you guys came over to California, everybody did? Or was it just a few people first?
They came by themselves
So,
with Leo.
oh,
Te trae.
Leonor came with him.
Ella hace lo que quiere, yo como lo que me
And
da la gana.
how old was Leonor at that time? 'Cause was it the 70s? Or was
He
it?
was married.
Oh, wow. So they didn't stay long in Jersey at all because
That was, I was saying 69.
69? Okay. Well, that makes sense. And did they go straight over to Long Beach? Is that?
Voy a poner pollo.
Did they move? No. My mom went to high school in Hawthorne. Did they come?
Hawthorne, they came straight to Hawthorne.
Okay. And then, so who came with them? It was my mother, my Aunt Eva, Thomas, and Tony, and Leonor, you said, my grandma, and then my grandfather. Was anybody
Tienes
else?
que lavarlo, ya que
Was that-
termine.
So you and where was Soy living at the time?
Ya que viene,
Because were you still living in
Florida.
Soy was living in Florida. She's been in Florida this whole time. Then. Okay. She never lived with us in California?
Sí, ya que tiene los zapatos puestos.
Maybe a year or two, but she was always having problems
Y era
with the
pinche
family.
de
Okay,
cocina.
well, that makes sense. Well, I mean, we are a problematic family.
Arguing with my father, arguing with Jose Antonio.
Of course. Okay.
O sea,
And,
Antonio nos dijo que he was up for adoption.
what?
That he was.
You were there at the Christmas party.
En
He was in a foster home.
estaba en la
He was not up for that adoption. He was just in a foster home
Yeah.
because he didn't behave, so
Our grandfather let him go.
she put him in a foster home so he could avoid my father killing him. And
Yeah, because he's like stupid.
So that boy's been dealing with some issues since he was little. Okay.
because of my father.
Well, sure.
I used to beat him up and hang him from a tree and leave him there for 24 hours, hanging from a tree.
Hanging from a tree.
Yeah.
¿Cómo? Like from his hands or?
I think he was hanging by his feet, upside down from the avocado tree. Punish him.
That could have killed him.
¿Es picante?
No.
Well, my mom told me about his my grandfather's different ways of punishing, and the guy.
Las semillas son las que-
I mean, I guess for lack of a better term, he was pretty creative when it came to corporal punishment. Jesus, talking about kneeling in front of an altar, holding out two Bibles for an extended period of time, like no.
Just kneading and with rice
Mira a ver
in
si
your knees.
vas a tropezar
Rice on
con
your
eso y lo
knees.
vas-
¿Con quién?
Dried rice.
con esos palos largos que tiene a los lados.
¿Qué pasó, güey? No mueve mucho.
A ver si vas a tirarla.
No me vente un poquito para acá, por favor.
¿Me muevo?
Yeah, scoot her over. Come like bring her over here a little bit, because she's over here all the way.
No, yo me voy a sentar allá.
Tiene cosquilla. ¿A que no quiere salir en la película?
En una entrevista quiero saber de cómo
Ay,
Quiero
Dios
saber de
mío.
ti.
Es bueno, Sabina, para los nietos y todo eso. Porque...
Ay,
Los biscanietos, los tastarascanietos.
¿Estás aquí,
¿Qué
man?
dice Dani? Es mi
Es una
pizca.
oportunidad para saber si quieres decir algo a los hijos de Ramón, porque no saben mucho ahora, o pues los hijos de ellos. Si le quiere contar cómo... Sé porque los niños de hoy en día no saben lo que...
El itinerario de la familia.
Ajá,
Yeah.
es bueno, yo quiero que ellos sepan. Dani, él no entiende por qué él es cubano, porque no, como no tiene tanto relación con ustedes,
Sí.
él no sabe por qué él es mexicano y cubano y puertorriqueño.
Ay, Dios
Dice,
mío.
¿por qué? Dice, si yo nomás conozco mi
Y
familia de
americano.
México. Ajá.
Ay, Dios
Pero
mío.
él le preguntan quién que eres y él dice, él es americano, tiene mucha mezcla y no conoce a nadie. Y no conoce de dónde y cómo fue el asunto.
¿Cómo fue el asunto?
Platíquele, usted dígale. Ay, ya la miré.
Sí, porque yo le explico a...
Pero lo traía bien largo la otra vez que la vi.
Sí, he hecho una greña.
¿Quieres más café, mami?
No.
Okay.
Se lo hiciste
Mira,
muy malo,
Sabina,
dijo.
es que
Really?
Danny
Ah,
preguntó.
No, el que me hiciste tuve que botarlo. Sorry.
Oh, no, that was the one that was left over from this morning.
Sorry, mijo.
Ah,
No,
pues.
está bien, mami.
Dani quiere saber.
Sí, porque él tampoco no entiende por qué él es el color que es.
Ajá.
Porque está negro.
Por ejemplo, la gente negra, ellos
No.
se dan cuenta que él tiene esa mezcla de
Sí,
negro.
y él dice, como él si le preguntan, él dice, yo soy negro. Y la gente negra le dice, tú no eres negro. Entonces, y si dice que es mexicano, también le dicen, tú no eres mexicano. Entonces él necesita entender que es poquito de todos lados. Y él se siente tan orgulloso de ser negro. Yo soy negro.
No.
Tú no eres. Digo, te tocó ahí como café con leche.
Ay, Dios mío.
Y Jesse también dice que él es negro. Le digo, mijito, yo no sé de dónde. Porque
Mis
salió
amigos-
descolorido.
Mis amigos, tengo un amigo moreno, americano, y entonces él estaba mirando el Facebook de nosotros y miraba las fotos así de Puerto Rico y todo eso, y miraba una negra ahí y me preguntaba, ¿quién es esa negra? Y dice, esa es mi madre. Oye, pero tú eres negro, no sé qué.
Yo no soy
Yo no soy negro, pero, o sea, mi familia, o sea, son de mezcla.
Yo no estoy negro de piel,
Mira para allá, mami, no hablas de esas cosas, por favor.
pero no soy negro
Una
de
vez
piel.
vino los amigos de los sobrinos de ella y estaba María aquí y vino unos muchachos es negro, americano, y contestó María a la puerta y se quedó. Y se pensó que se había equivocado de casa.
Ay,
No.
Porque decía, esta negra.
Y después estaba riendo él de que él se asustó de que cuando abrió la puerta y miró a María grandotota y siempre era esta descolorida la que le abre la puerta.
Who, Fred?
Ya está bien. ya-
No, uno de
no,
los amigos de Mauricio.
peces.
Festus.
Y él es negro.
Oh well.
Y se llevaba ese chiquito, como batallé con él.
Pushing on. I want to get this over. I'm not over.
¿cómo
You're
va?
not, you're not recording over.
¿Vas a hacer eso,
You're
negro?
Marco, right?
No, it's just recording from the last spot.
Oh, okay.
En el horno.
I wasn't supposed to record over everything? Oh, too late. Shit.
Él está bien, está
Okay,
bien.
mami.
Está muerto.
Está muerto.
Doña Sabina. ¿Tú te llamas Sabina?
Anicia.
Anicia. Anicia Sabina Martinez Hernández.
Hernández, mi
Vale.
apellido.
Hernández.
Tú naciste
La Habana.
En La Habana, Cuba.
en el año 1923, ¿verdad? ¿Cuántos?
Naciste en La Habana.
30 de diciembre. Yo nací en Pinal del
Matanza.
Tú naciste en
En
Final del Río.
En Pinal del Río y María en Matanza, sí.
María, siempre me
¿Quién nació en
dicen cosas.
Matanza? Alguien hablaba de Matanza.
Mi papá.
Ah, pues,
Pues María nació en Havana. Pero estamos hablando de ustedes. Ok, so,
Pinar del Río.
¿cuál río?
En un río, un charquito que pasaba por ahí, por un
Mira, como
donde
Moisés.
había muchos pinos.
Ustedes nacieron en un río.
Era un charco, pero vamos a llamarle río.
Sabina, ¿sí le ha hecho al mojito? Sí,
Pero
Sí,
tiene
como
que moverlo.
cerveza. Mix it up.
Póngalo, marido, con una cuchara.
pero todo lo voy a...
No, pero no se lo eches todo.
Not all of it. All right, back to.
Oye, negro, marido, con-
Entonces tú naciste December 30th, 1923, Havana, Cuba. Wait, Cuba. Sorry.
Cuba.
Entonces, ¿cuándo viniste a los Estados Unidos de América?
los estamos subidos.
En el año 1966.
Ajá. Y viniste con tu...
Vine con toda la cría.
Diablo.
Con toda la tribu.
¿Lo revolviste?
Lávate las manos.
Pero espérate, chico, ve.
You should probably use some to pour, because there's a measuring cup in
I
there.
know. This is that we put it in here for.
Ve moviendo para que...
I'll put it in something else.
Así le vas a hacer, Sabina.
Just trying to help you.
Sacúdelo, marido.
¿Qué?
Que lo sacudas cuando le vas echando eso, dice.
¿Qué es
No
eso?
te dijo que
Oh.
sacudas, tú sacudes.
Pero mueve lo que se junte ahí.
Que se monte.
No, eso ya. No lo tengo que echar todo, ¿no?
No,
Ya le eché. Good.
ahora míralo para que se coja. Para que se introduzca por el otro lado.
Sí, nomás lo
A ver, negra.
acá, la grasita.
Cuando estás viviendo en Cuba, ¿cuándo conociste a mi abuelo?
Acá
A un lado de los lobos.
ya estaba aquí, ¿verdad?
No, mami.
No, ¿tú lo conociste en Cuba?
Allá en Cuba.
¡Chica!
Yo no voy a estar mucho.
Usted platíquele, como le dé su gana. Ahí que él acomode el asunto.
Yeah.
Deja eso, sí, ya.
I can edit all this stuff together. Okay, so, ¿qué hiciste?
¿Cuándo conociste a Yuya?
¿Cuántos años tenías? ¿No te recuerdas?
Pasado.
No me preguntes más nada ya.
No?
No.
We'll get her next time. She'll pop in. I know she will. All right, so let's talk more. Let's
Tengo
talk about
hambre de
you.
comida.
Very complicated because one of her cousins was my first stepmother.
What?
Grandmother? Really? So wait, was she one of the other women? At first? Holy cow.
¿Qué?
That's why she don't want to talk about it, so don't ask her.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so let's talk about, because I heard about some interesting jobs back then.
Ramón, pero yo creo que no necesita
My grandmother
tanto.
said she was running like a kiosco, o estaba cocinando, o como tú trabajabas en un restaurante para Aurelio.
No. She used to make the food, but my father and the other lady is the ones that were living in the little.
Dear Lord, this gets really interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to take you outside and talk about that.
Todo eso fue líquido que le echaste abajo.
Okay.
No.
All right, well let's
¿Y de dónde es?
No, mira, es.
Well, okay. She used to say she used to work for some political
mucho.
people.
No, bueno, mírala ahora.
Grandma. No?
Michael, she's not gonna tell you
Because she's embarrassed about it.
things that she don't want to think about. You know, that she don't want you to know.
So if you ask her, did she ever get smacked in the face?
She's
She's not
gonna
gonna say.
She tells you that's a lie.
Yeah, no, I'm not jumping into that. I'm going on. I'm talking about the job she had. Because she said, no dijiste que tú trabajabas por unos políticos o algo, mami?
Sí, yo.
Sí, allá en Cuba.
Fuiste actriz.
Yo no. Iba, pero no. No se culminó él.
¿Tú ibas a ser una actriz?
No llegamos al triunfo.
No.
Es que la María Félix se nos atravesó en el camino.
Y trabajó por un ratito nada más,
Como de extra.
con todas las
De extra.
de las primas y todo. Ella tiene fotos de cuando estaba en el teatro.
¿En el teatro estaban? ¿O salieron unas películas o no? ¿O nomás era puro
Teatro.
Puro teatro.
It's live.
Oh, yeah, no, pure
Theater.
plays, theater. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, play.
¿You okay, Sabina? ¿Te sientes bien?
A ella
Yo
le duele,
sí.
nomás está mucho tiempo sentada.
No, que quiero irme para allá a mirar.
Pues luego, encarrúchala la
Váyase.
Y tengo hambre.
Alza la pata ahí.
No, yo me puedo levantar.
No,
¿Te voy a
cárgala.
ayudar?
Cárgala.
¿No te quiero ayudar?
Ay, Diana, no seas tan...
Quería decirle así como,
¡Ey!
¡Ey!
Ramona dice
You guys
que la
are
Keila
funny.
va a tener papá para sus hijitos.
¡Hey!
Okay, so what can we talk about that won't be controversial? I mean, because like
The life of the Martinez family is very interesting. You know, you can make a book out of it because there's so many
Bullshit.
bullshit involved with so many.
well, it's not bullshit. What it is just a lot
You know
of.
what I'm saying? There's a lot of bad things going on.
Yeah.
No, we're aware of that, but you know, if you're okay, like if I were to give it a name or something, you know, it stems.
The curse of the Martinez. You can put it in the name.
There you go. Curse of the Martinez
The
family.
curse of the Martinez.
Yo tengo sueño.
So, like, for
Sueño.
well over, well, you know, my mom's.
No, ahí no.
Who's oldest?
Así lo es, no, tengo que ver
If-
televisor.
How old was Uncle Nelson when he passed? Was he in his 60s or in his 70s?
50.
He was 50?
50 something.
¿Tú
Okay.
lo conociste, güey?
He was still pretty young. And so my mom is going to be, she's 56 now. So she was born in 54. And,
Nelson is older than your mom.
but not too much apparently. So who's the oldest out of everybody? Do you know?
Zoe.
Soy. Okay. And she's how old now, you said? I'm sorry. 70, 72?
She's 60.
Ya.
I'm 67. She's 68.
She's 68 years old. Okay. So it all started way back then, huh? And this is when she was born. Was there was grandfather still boxing, or was he just working? He was doing his loan chart. What was he? When did he start doing his loan chart?
¿Mande?
Oh, wait.
No, Ramón, no,
When
no
we went
baila
to
ni
the
los ojos,
orphanage.
Sabina.
Ay, Dios.
Oh wow.
That my mother took off.
Cuando yo estaba en México,
Yeah.
yo
You want
estaba
to
en
make money.
una academia de baile. Por eso es que ahora estoy tan gorda, porque Ramón no me baila ni los ojos.
Ay, Dios.
Wow.
Desde que me casé ya no bailo, Sabina.
Well, is it okay? Like, if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine. But why did your mom leave?
What did my mom want?
Why did she leave? You guys.
She said she couldn't take my father with all these women around.
And the views, ¿no?
Well, that makes sense. I mean, so what made him like just settle down with one woman? Was it just because he was getting old, or because
He will never settle down with one.
No, I mean like because. Well, my question is like when they came over to America, it was just for what I saw, it just seemed like it was him and my grandma. You know, as far as like them being together, even though they slept in different rooms, we didn't know what was normal back then. You know, not like anybody was really telling us anything. What was? I mean, yeah, if I were to pull back the curtain, how bad would it be?
They were living in the same house, but they were not cohabitating, so that tells you it all. So I know my father probably had little flints around.
Even here in the U.S.
Yes.
Oh my God.
He was a player.
Yeah.
Well, someone would just call it a womanizer.
He was.
Oh.
He has a lot of names.
Yeah.
A lot of adjectives too. What do you call it?
Womanizer, abuser, child abuser.
So would you like consider yourself? Well, I mean, I don't want to put a name on it, but like, were you guys survivors of all this of this man's tyranny, or was it like, yeah? Let me ask you, when you got older and you knew you were moving on, was it hard to let go, or was it just easy just to go to the next step? Like you left the
They
house.
go to my dad.
Yeah, when you left, the house. I mean, where after my grandmother took you guys in, took you and your sister in, and you grew up over there in Cuba, and you came over to the United States. Did you meet the guy first? Did you meet your husband first, or you just came over because you just wanted to come over?
To the United States, you mean?
Yeah. Like
My mother went visit over there. I couldn't stand my father anymore
you got tired of it and you moved on.
because of the beatings and all that stuff. So I sent a letter with my oldest sister that was coming over here to the United States for my mom to pick me up.
Oh, okay.
Even though I didn't know her that well, she just went once when I was 11
Your older
to
sister.
visit over there.
Your older sister?
My mother.
Oh, your mother. Oh,
I met her when I was 11.
really?
Yeah.
So you never really knew her that well.
No, I was 3 years old when she left.
Yeah.
Lee was only 1 year old.
Jesus.
that's why you're closer to her, ¿verdad? Than your own mother.
To mommy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Siempre te cuidaba.
And that was, from 11 to 14.
Well, because I asked my mom when.
But I knew her when I was in the orphanage.
Yeah.
You knew your grandma?
Sabina.
Hey.
So you used to come.
We used to call her godmother because she was a cousin of my first stepmother.
I got it.
So when my stepmother got sick and my father got rid of her, yeah, because he took her to her sanitarium.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That was like acceptable back then, or was it? Was that the thing you did, or that was just like
yeah?
Just
when you would sick of TV and things like that, you take your relative to the sanitarium up in the mountains so they can breathe nice air and clean air, and they get recuperate with medicine and things like that. But he left it there and hooked up with this one.
Wow. So that was like he left her to rehab, right? I got you.
He never got her out of rehab. He left it there.
And he was, and then.
Because when she was in rehab, he was fooling around with the.
Oh wow.
With the cousin.
Is that okay? So Grandma knew what was going on. That's why. So that's why she's uncomfortable about talking about this.
Right. Okay. She cannot tell you about how they met because
wasn't a good situation.
She was in the family.
Holy cow.
And that's why they don't speak to each other.
You think that she was in love with him? Was she like in love with him? I don't think you would have to. It'd be like to take that much abuse.
Yeah, but he was a charmer. He was a nice looking. It was just like Jose Antonio. Jose Antonio's nice looking. He charms everybody, and then when he has them in the house, it beats them up and then it curses them out and like that.
Treats them like shit. Steals their money.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I said my father never took money from anybody. He supported everybody. I mean,
really?
Yeah, I remember that. He was always generous.
Yeah, he supported everybody. The woman he took care of every woman. I mean, that lady that was in the restaurant that she was cooking for, she had a house across the town. I mean, the town was divided by a railroad, and she was living in the town over there.
Yeah, and you had bought it for her.
Yeah, because the girls at school, they used to make fun of it. Oh, we saw your father with that lady that's pregnant.
Oh. Wow.
That was just before I left Cuba. So when I left Cuba, the other lady was pregnant with that other sister that I never met.
And is that Daniela?
Yeah.
Well, he was pretty famous then over there, right?
Yeah, everybody was afraid of him.
Afraid of him?
Oh, yeah, because he had authority in town.
He had a what?
Yeah, authority.
Authority.
Oh.
He could put you here and take you out.
Oh, like that? So he was like a sheriff?
No. I mean, he was like
a mafioso, you mean?
Oh, mafia, yeah.
So it's almost as if he was like a little mob boss in that town, or
in that town. He controlled that town. He put the streets in that town.
What's the name of this town?
Cotorro.
Cotorro? And what's how close did you grow up in Cotorro? Okay.
Well,
so
half and half. I mean, I'm going from Havana, from the orphanage to the house, and then when the other lady was sick, they sent me back to the Havana again. Yeah.
So he put the streets.
Some street that they needed, pavement. There was no pavement in the little town.
He paid people.
So he controlled the mayor. Because he used to give money, so the mayor would do whatever he wanted to.
Because he was a loan shark for the mayor too.
Exactly.
Was this the 40s and 50s? Was this like the 40s and 50s into the 60s? So for almost like 3 decades, he was kind of running the place. So basically, the way this guy worked was, I mean, all the women and children aside, he was a boxer. he was a lamp salesman, and then he moved into loan sharking. But he obviously had a front business, right? He had a cover business or something. Or was it straight up loan sharking? Like everybody knows that Aurelio Martinez.
No, with the lamps and
the lamps was the cover. Okay.
Yeah, and he started from there.
Jeez. And then he moved out to all the little. He would go to the other islands.
Yeah, he traveled and everything like that because he was the president of the union for the workers for the lamp.
Okay.
So they used to have strikes and everything like that. He went to jail for the strikes and for the workers and everything like that. He traveled.
So he's like a Jimmy Hoffa for Cuba, or for that town.
So something like that. So he traveled. Wow. You know, like a Teamster.
Yeah, like a Teamster boss.
The Teamster union. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was like that for the lamp company.
Okay, so
where was that lamp company from? Cuba?
The what?
The lamp company was in Cuba?
Yeah.
Okay, Dad knows the name. He told me about this the other day too.
Quesadas.
Quesadas, yeah.
Lampas quesadas.
Lampas quesadas. So I gotta look that up.
That's delicious.
Cheesy lamps, Raymond. Don't.
Yeah, like cheesy lamps. Quesadillas.
Quesadilla de lámparas.
Quesadillas.
Maybe that's where they got the idea to use heat lamps in restaurants.
¿Te acuerdas de los tacos que les gustan a los niños? Las enquesadas y la te vas a cortar.
There it is.
Le dices a Dani, ¿cómo se llaman esos tacos que te gustan a ti, esos de queso?
Enquesadas.
No las quesadillas, pero las otras.
¿Las pesadillas?
So you have to sit down and have time to talk about it. This story is so deep and complicated and screwed up.
Well, yeah, this is a lot of good stuff. I didn't know how deep this thing was.
Me neither. I thought it was like real simple.
No, so if you're going to interrogate your grandma, there's a lot of things that she will not tell you because he was horrified.
Yeah,
I mean, the beating and
I remember seeing her face swollen, like.
Yeah, all the time, and then she denies that. It says no, the father was an angel.
Yeah.
Father was an angel for her now in her mind right now. Once he passed away, blocked it up. He was an angel. He never beat her and never did anything.
Was the best father.
The best father, and she took care of that girl. Even he was living with somebody else in the corner. Because she wanted to and she enjoyed it. I mean, there's nothing wrong that my father did, so probably she would not tell you nothing about the real thing.
I probably had to get it. Well, the thing is, like, when she was telling me stuff, but like we were on our own, you know. Like I'd ask her questions and stuff, and she'd tell me little things, but nothing like she wouldn't admit anything about my grandfather. I never asked her about that stuff, about the abuse. I just asked like, what did you do when you were in Cuba? That stuff like that. You know, I guess I start like my friend. She gave me this idea to ask questions because I started talking. Because after we found out about the breast cancer, I was like, it'll just be weird without my grandma around. You know, because you get used to that. I know we don't show up as often, but it's because we just.
But you know, grandma's there.
Yeah, and it's it's our own fault because I mean, our family has been this way for years, for decades. That we've been like close, but not so close. We've all been distant, and it's just accepted. And so she gave me the idea. I was like, why don't you talk to her? Why don't you, ask her what she would say to her?
I personally didn't like that. I brought them all over here, and then they separate the family when my father passed away.
That's, yeah.
Like you and Raymond, Eva, Thomas, and Vicky separate us. Not acknowledging that we were the first daughters.
Yeah, it seemed like
So they took off and made their own life and didn't care about us anymore because they were always with mommy. So we didn't count anymore once father passed away.
That was one of the things I missed the most. Was like I remember we used to have all this. We used to get together during the holidays.
I know. I used to take my kids over there and anything like that. Mommy would take care of them and anything like that. And I used to like that, but once father passed away, it's just like everybody said, "Ooh, wow, this is my mother, and you got your own."
But you know what, Maria and Eva and Thomas, and when they get together, they're like a water and oil. It's either they're fighting,
yeah,
and they bring this like tension.
Yeah.
Siempre hay una tensión así cuando vino ahorita. This fool, he started going crazy.